Everybody, how are we all? I'm sorry, the mic might cut out in a minute. I've just had to move it. So tonight's show, we have got some guests we've got a guest coming on. What I'll do is, if you bear with me, so tonight's show, hang on a sec. Got some guests. We've got a guest coming on. Sorry, I just forgot I had it on YouTube showing. Of course, it's right. So I'm going to post a link in a minute. If anybody wants to join me, they'll be more than welcome to. So I'll get that in a sec. So first of all, hi to Mike, World of Mike, who is the very first person to comment today. So disclaimer for tonight, I have bought a printer. The exact cost was £67.50. It is extremely cheap. Hello, Gordy B. Hello, Dave Mill. Right, so let me bring up the eBay listing. This is the listing that I responded to. I've got to be honest with you. I think for that price, I'm very surprised if it'll be any good, but I think it's cheap enough to give it a go. This was up for £75, I think it was. Then they dropped the price, just as you can see, £70.29. I made an offer. If it ever says make offer, I'll always push it and I'll make an offer. So I made an offer of £65, which was rejected. And I just thought, wow, what the hell? Halfway between 65 and 70 was 67.50. Bang, put the offer in, and Bob became my uncle, so to speak. So this, it's obviously a Chinese make. Because if you look at the keywords they put in, the titles were always long. They want to put so many things in, it's unbelievable. But Prusa i3, I don't believe for 1 second that's Prusa. 3D printer, DIY kit, Mark 8 extruder, Mark 3 heat bed, large structure size. It's actually not that big, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. It's a £67.50 printer. If this is any good, this is less than half the price of an Ender, which is a really good budget printer. So it's arrived. I haven't even opened the box yet, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting. I'll be honest with you, I won't be upset if it's no good. If it is good, I'll be really, really excited, and I'll have a really good printer for not an awful lot of money, which I think, if this is the case, this could be a really good entry-level printer. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going, yeah, I'd like a 3D printer, but A, it's expensive, and B, the knowledge level, this, that, and the other. I can't do anything about your knowledge levels. If you can't understand, if you can't read an instruction manual, then obviously there's nothing I can do about that. But I found that, yes, there is a learning curve with 3D printers, but it's an achievable learning curve. I knew absolutely nothing when I first started. And yes, I did get a little bit, I got quite a lot of help, actually. But I think if I hadn't got the help, I would have figured it out, mainly with the help of YouTube and Facebook. So this obviously ticks the box of cost. What I hope I get out of it is a printer that is about the quality, maybe a little bit lower than the Ender 3. So it would then become, for me, a very good beginner printer. You may find that this is the end of the line. That's all you need from a printer. Or you may actually go, well, actually, I got the hang of this now. Let's go for a more expensive printer. There is actually a new printer come out, and I've completely forgotten the name of it. Is it the Prusa? The Prop Prusa. For £400, they've made a very good printer that competes sort of on the Ender 3 scale for about, I think it's about £400. And Prusa is obviously a really, really good make. It's the printers that everybody else clones. So that's the high end of the small printer. Right, so let me just get a link. If anybody would like to join me, they are more than welcome to. And the way I'm hoping this goes tonight is that it's just, actually I'll post a link twice because I'm not, that's fine. I'm just hoping that it's just going to be a nice little relaxing show. I may not get this built in 2 hours. I might get it built in half an hour. I really don't know. So I'll just quickly go through the comments. We've got Gordy B. Hello, Penny. Hope you're well, my lovely. Dave Milne says hi, everyone. Will the Mike says hello. Steve Graham says hello. Gordy B. Dave Milne. Chris Davies was going to be on the show, and he's just had to disappear, so he'll be back. Steve Graham is on. Steve Graham, Chris Davies, and James Tubridy. Hello, James Tubridy. So yeah, I was thinking of doing this tomorrow afternoon, but then I'm off today. I was feeling a bit grubby, and I was just sorting a few little bits and bobs out, and I just thought, well, Adrian Langley normally streams on a Friday night. He's got a bit of an audience going, and Adrian's obviously on holiday, so I thought, well, I'll take that advantage. I'll make it tonight. If I can get it finished tonight, then maybe I can do a few small little prints, maybe overnight or tomorrow afternoon. And then by the time we get to the time when I was originally going to be streaming, I might have a few little prints, because building a printer and looking at it, that's only the beginning of 3D printing. Obviously, it's all about the print quality. So shall we have a look? I've also done something. If anyone who watched my Wednesday show, because of the size of the bus, I had to move my webcam, and I actually put it by the side of my desk here so it could come across. And that actually got quite awkward, because as you can see, my chair's quite big, and every time I swiveled around, I hit it, and it wasn't reaching the back enough, and I just thought, oh. But I've actually mounted it on the side on a shelf now, so it's tucked away at the moment, out of the way. But here it is, and that will be straight down view, or if I need to have another view here, I can actually work like this. So I'm really excited about that. So not so much of a desperate rush now. Having said that, I will go top down, and I will show you exactly what I got. We'll open it up. We'll go through the instructions, and oh, I've just done screen share. I can't control my own computer. Look, yeah, we'll go through the instructions. We'll see what happens. Now, this, I will say, every single opinion, everything I say on here is going to be an opinion. So anything I say, please do not take it as some kind of expert opinion. There are elements that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm quite a novice to 3D printing. Maybe intermediate would be a better word. So if I say I don't like something, please don't take that as meaning it's crap. Likewise, if I say I like something, you know, if you watch some of the other YouTubers like Maker's Muse, for example, he's a little bit more of an expert. His opinions may differ to mine. So this is the box, and I've gone and left my address on it, silly me. So let's just remove that straight away, shall we? Sorry, guys. I should have thought, shouldn't I? You know me, thoughtless fool. Right, let's get rid of that. So, obviously, you guys have never seen the box for the Ender 3, but this is the smallest box I've received for 3D printer. It's 22 centimeters deep. It is 40 centimeters wide, width, sorry, and it's about 50 centimeters wide. So I think I would say it's roughly half the size of the box that the Ender 3 came in. The Ender 3 seems to be classed as a kit printer, i.e. you've got to assemble it. but really there isn't a lot to assemble because most of the important bits are already done. I'm going to assume that this is what I would consider a full kit. I'm going to probably have to put every single nut and bolt together. So we'll see how we get on. It might be this is a nice cheap printer that I can't use because it's too difficult to put together. I am coming out with quite a few negative comments. I appreciate. Although I'm not saying I can't do it, I'm just saying there is a possibility I won't be able to. I consider that being realistic, not negative. So the very first thing I see is that horrible polystyrene. This goes absolutely everywhere. Right, so there's not a lot to it. Okay, this makes me very happy. My enders that I got from Banggood, they all came with Chinese plugs. It looks like it's a standard kettle lead, so had this been Chinese plug, it wouldn't have been a problem. I've got two made up, but that's absolutely fine. So we've got test filaments. I'm gonna guess that they're about 10 meters each, roughly looking at that. We've got a cheap looking grey, we've got a cheap looking green, and a cheap looking black. Don't expect them to give us top quality filament, but it looks pretty good. We've got a USB cable, which tends to come with just about every single one. Is there anyone here who doesn't have 400 cables? We've got some cable ties, and we've got a CD. So that suggests to me, someone did say that I'd have to put the firmware on. So maybe the firmware is on this. I don't know. We'll find out. Haven't looked at instructions yet, so I don't know fully. So this is a stepper motor, and it seemed to be on a wooden support rather than metal. So maybe that's where they've got the cheapness from. That isn't a concern for me because the Partwork 3D printer comes on acrylic, and I'd rather have this wooden, what do you call that, plywood? Oh, hang on, we've got Chris on. Hello, Chris.
Hi, all.
Chris did say he was going to be coming back. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit stronger than acrylic, so I'm really not concerned too much. But I will check all of these fixings before I fit it in. So there's another one there. So obviously one is going to control X and Y, and another one will control the Z. And it looks like, sorry guys, I'm trying to pull this out carefully because I don't know how delicate it is and how tight it is. There we go, there's a bit of paper there. Let's pull the, not paper, you know, foamy paper stuff. Right, so that makes me happy as well, because this hot end, although it's quite big and bulky, it looks like the same hot end as the Ender 3. Plug's different, but standard fan. So far, all I'm seeing is Ender parts, which is great because if you've got special parts that you can only get from China, and they could be very expensive and they take ages to replace, reality parts are really cheap and accessible. So bag of screws, bag of washers, bag of nuts, 2 bags of screws. So these are labeled with a number, 7, 3 and 4 and 6. So that sounds like it'll make it easier. And we have got, no, this I was not, oh, there we go. Number 9, fan support column. Number 10, high temperature tube. Number 10, motherboard support. 12, flexible coupling. Right, might be doing some upgrades to that. I don't like the look of that. Right, so, pardon?
What did you just say? What?
Have I disappeared from the sand?
No, I just lost track what you said as well.
This surprises me. 17 bag of tools.
Oh yeah.
The reason it surprises me is obviously if you're doing something as cheap as you will cut anything you can get away with that costs money. I think it's not a bad assumption to assume that people have got some tools. There's a screwdriver and 3 Allen keys in there. I've already got 4 sets of Allen keys and 4 screwdrivers and 4 scrapers from where I bought my Creality. It's nice that they've given the tools, but I was expecting them to not give us any at all. So that's nice. So power supply in a box, labeled number 25. And I'm going to see something very similar to the Ender, do you think? Oh, extremely similar to the Ender. Don't know where the power supply is, though. Right, there you go. That's where the difference in cost is going to be. We're going to be connecting everything up. That's why we need the screwdriver. So, right, so a little bit of work to do. Wouldn't have been unreasonable to expect that because, like I say, it is cheaper. So this looks like the main motherboard. I've got to be honest with you, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I've not got a clue what I'm doing here. Control board. I'll do exactly as instructions say, but I don't know what any of those are. I just hope that, yeah, all these connections. So in actual fact, this is no different from, say, the Rootmaster, where you've got a plug and you'll plug the plug into whichever one it tells you to plug in, except that this is obviously a lot bigger than the Rootmaster. This is the display screen. So I won't take this out just yet. That's got a wooden surround. So I'm feeling a little bit more ease now about the wood. And this, I would guess, spool holder. So this will go on the side somewhere. You put your filament in and it goes around as it takes it. So I'm going to guess there's a bottom layer because there's bits that I haven't seen yet. There we go.
Oh, that's nice.
So, right, we have got, this is the XZ frame, XZ, XY, XZ frame. So I'm going to have to be careful about that is wooden. So that's fine. I suspect that these will all go together and strengthen each other. Right, so this is the left side and right side frame. So there's 2 bits in there. That looks like a little exit hole there for hot air. And this is, oh, I see, these are meant to go together, are they? Right, okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. This print bed looks like it's been partially assembled. I wasn't expecting that because I thought we would have to assemble absolutely everything. It's got painter's tape on it. I'm not happy with that. Those leveling knobs. They're going to be very awkward to level. They're just wing nuts. It's not a problem. It's just that with you can imagine to level the bed, you have to move that screw. Now, if you've got a leveling knob, I'm going from one extreme to the other here. Right. If you've got a leveling knob this big, you could do like 1/100th of a turn. Yeah, because you're going from there to there. And you can see how minute that turn would be. If you've got a small screw, that same degree would be more like a 16th or an eighth of a turn. So you can get much more precise movement. This, I don't know, because of where it is in position in relation to this, you couldn't put a leveling knob on it. It's not a problem, it'll still work. It just means it'll be harder to level. So like I say, it's got that painter's tape on it. That won't last 5 minutes with me. I'm absolutely terrible with the leveling and I end up pushing things too close to the bed rather than too far. Right, so more bits and bobs which they've got labels on them, but most, oh there you go, there's your power switch. So this is a fan of some description. Fan. This is tripod. This will be for your spool then, will it? I would suspect. This is all I can really expertly say about these. Oh, DuPont cable. So I was going to describe them as a red and a black cable. That's about the best I can manage. And this I'll call bundle of cables. And they are nicely marked. So we've got Z2. So I'll know which one. That's a Y. There's an X in there, I can see. So all the relevant cables are labeled, which is good. So this must be the Z axis. No, I don't know. And there's no label. Oh, I like the way it tensions. Just tensions with a wing nut. So that's useful. No bolts to undo, and I probably shouldn't have changed that, should I? It's too tight now. Or is it? I don't know. Right, so we've got some various little bits there. These are all labelled. And I'm going to assume the numbers on them is the order that you do them in. Now, I am slightly concerned because I haven't seen any instructions yet. And I still haven't seen any instructions. Maybe that's what the CD is for, because that'll save on the cost of the printing, won't it? So, should we chuck the CD into the computer?
What parties depend with the CD?
Pardon?
Other parties, yeah.
Other parties.
Yeah, with the CD on.
Yeah. So, oh, hang on, there's something in there as well. Oh, that's just some rods. That'll be for the up and downy bits. That's a technical term, up and downy bits.
Yeah.
Right, so I've got to admit, this doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a struggle. I think it's beyond within my knowledge range. Obviously, for a first timer, you don't know what these bits do. You just see the labels and the numbers. Whereas obviously, because I've built a few and I've used a few, I'm now at the stage where I know what they are rather than what to do with them. Right, let's hope I haven't covered this CD up. So I might need to just take a moment out. I don't like reading instructions from screens. So if the instructions are on the CD, I'm just going to put this well out of the way. Right. So what I'll do is, if they're on the screen, or if they're on the CD, which I've now. How do I do that?
What?
How do I? Oh, here it is. Right. So I'm just going to move this. It's a little bit awkward to get to my CD drive because it's in an awkward spot. I hardly use CDs or DVDs.
Oh, this made the new Christmas song, Pen.
Pardon?
Oh, this made the new Christmas song.
Jingle bells, Penny has a printer. Oh, what fun it is to print in an impressive 3D way. Jingle bells, Penny is now unwrapped. Oh, what fun it is to see a 3D print this way. God, there is no limit to his talents, is there?
No, he's cool. That's quite funny.
None whatsoever. Right, so there you go. That's how long it's been since I used my CD player. It's still got the Harshette CD in it. Oh, I don't like what's happened there.
Yeah, bodies.
Oh, that's the back of my CD.
Something.
I don't know. It looks like it's got sellotape on it. Is that not? Oh, that's okay because the burn lines only come up to there. So, well, I'll give it a try. So we may actually come to a full stop here if the CD doesn't work. Because it's not like it's got a proper brand name and I know what they're talking about. So let me go to What doesn't help is my computer really doesn't like refreshing much.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of trouble when I change CDs.
Computers are nightmares sometimes.
Yeah. See, it's still telling me I've got Hermione in. I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to right click and eject. That'll pop CD out. There we go. Then it knows I've got nothing in. So then I'll put CD in and then I'll wait for it to register.
What songs are on it? Halloween songs?
Pardon?
Halloween songs on that disc?
Could be. Could be. Never know.
I'm talking about it.
There we go. Oh, it's a RAR file. That doesn't help me, does it? Right. So let's. Okay, guys. I'll tell you what I'll do. It must be boring you watching my screen, so
Nothing.
I'll change. Oh, button there. I'll change mine to me. Hello. So DVD. So I'll copy that. I've got to hope actually I can use the RAR. I don't know if I can do RAR files.
You should be able to.
Should be able to if I've got the right software for it.
Have you got
Right, that's taken a while. Time remaining, still it's taken that long. It's still calculating how long it's going to take. So sorry guys, bear with me. Obviously I didn't know what to expect, and the Hermione chip, I haven't touched that in ages. I'm thinking, right. So let me go back on the comments. Right. So he's coming in a set. Love unboxing. Totally agree, Gordy. I sweep on things like Eagle. Love watching this show. James Tubridy. I've never heard of an Alpha Wise U30. So Fleetwood J. I see. Hiya, Fleetwood. So I might have missed some of the comments.
I'll do it.
World of Mike says, love unboxing, can't wait, feels like Christmas.
Yeah,
I come home yesterday, I had 4 parcels, it's great.
I had one for you, didn't I?
Yeah, you had one for me this morning.
Yeah,
all like nuts and washers. I love minis. We love the screwing tool.
Two I made.
Christine says that's a nice surprise. Did I miss Christine? I'm so sorry.
Christine
that came with the D'Agostini printer. I didn't get that far with the D'Agostini printer. I just thought, even like cheap, it's 600 quid, and you had to wait like I'd have still been building it now because I bought that same time as the Harley and the Millennium. So I would have still been printing it, and for 300 quid, I could have got I got the CR. In fact, I've owned and broken the CR10 in less time it will take you to build the printer. So far, people seems to be quite impressed with it.
I'm impressed with it myself.
Yeah, it looks all right. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Some of the parts have been. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah. So your printer's cost. But it's got too much of a learning curve, isn't it? I'm buying my printers for 150, and they're working straight out of the box. Right, my little RAR file has is it still right? How do you extract it then?
You need to win.
Right, okay. I'm gonna have to look for. I'm so sorry, guys. I use zip files, and all I do is I just right click, and then it just goes.
Ben.
Yes.
I know what program you need. It's called Win WINRAR.
Yeah, I've got Unrar Window by Quantum VM Utilities and Tools. It's free.
Yeah, use that then. That's right.
When I do, I can't remember the software that I've installed, but the one that I have put on, if I get a zip file, and I select an option that says extract here, and that's exactly what I do, and it creates a new file and it puts everything in folder. Sorry, it puts everything in that folder, and bang, it's done. When you're downloading 3D print files from Thingiverse, you do need something unzippable, but they usually download them as zips, not bars.
Yeah, your sound went a bit then, a bit then. Second.
Say again?
It sounded like you jumped then because you went quiet just a minute ago.
I'm sorry. So yeah, basically the files that I download are always zips, zip files. So I just extract them, and I have no problems with them at all. But I'm the kind of person that I don't install software on the basis I think I might need it one day. I just wait till I need it. Now, it's downloading Unra Windows. Oh, here we go. Restoring installing. Right, it's installing it now. So this will do zip files as well, will it? Right, great. So So now in theory, oh good, it's changed the icon.
So,
extract. Oh, right. So let's extract that to downloads. Yeah, don't like it as much as my unzip one, but right, finished. Well, let's put it all in a folder. That's fine. Right, so I'm looking for files. I like files called, for example, open first.
Yeah.
DIY instructions. Oh, hang on, that's open with Word. Right, so we got there, and it hasn't cost us any money to download the software. So I'm good with that. So, like I say, obviously any instructions we have, I will print them off, but that's mainly because I really don't like using on-screen instructions. I'm much more comfortable with print-offs. So, CTC DIY i3 printer, installation and operating instructions. So, first thing I'll do is, let's see how many pages it is. Oh, it's only 42 pages.
That's not much.
Right, so I might actually change my style and I'll actually use this on stream. Right, installation is pages 8 to 19. So, right, let's...
How's your holiday?
Pardon?
Adrian's in chat as well. And that's how his holiday is.
Right. let's go through all the stages. I do preach to people, you know, I see people make mistakes and I say, what's it say in the instructions? And they say, I haven't read the instructions. So yeah. Right, so when you receive the CTC DIY i3, please check whether the package is in good condition and read the product spec carefully, blah, 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 which I have done. Safety warnings, usual stuff there, isn't it? Right, so product list. So we've got Q assembly. Don't know what Q is. I know what X, Y, and Z is. A4 assembly, P assembly, A5. Okay. Right, so this is our packing list.
Not bad.
Part 16 there, it's nothing. They must have changed their mind. And 23 and 24, they must have changed their mind at a later stage. Our printers are equipped with teaching videos. You can install 3D printers based on video. So you got a YouTube video. So I might have a look at that later on. So installation steps. So that goes down to, right, there we go. Okay, so this is basically looking like it will be very similar to a part work printer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save a lot of time, and I am just going to print off pages. What do we say, 8 to 16?
I think so, yeah.
Let's have a look. Right, 8 to, let's go 8 to 29. So luckily I have not enough paper. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3. I think I might just have enough if I use both sides. So apologies if I'm doing something you can't actually see me doing. Print. Enable printing. Enable printing. Right. So print manually on both sides. Oh, pages. What I say? 8 to
16 pen.
Let's go 8 to 21. Well, I'd rather put too many in. So 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That's 7 pieces of paper. I think that will be okay. So, right. So that is printing. So all I can really do is chat to you while I'm waiting. Oh, hang on, please. Oh, that's all right. My there we go. Right. Sorry, did I lose the pick? Yeah, what my printer, it worries me because when I do two-sided printing, it actually comes up with a menu to when it prints it prints like page 1, page 3, page 5, and so on and so forth. And then it stops, it says turn the print paper pages around and then press the OK button. Oh.
I've got some news too as well.
Oh, that's not good. This is not good. I've got a paper jam. Probably didn't put the paper back in properly. Right, okay, to proceed. Okay. Print. My printer's a bit funny. Sometimes when I get a jam, it starts again.
Yeah.
And oh. Okay, looks like it's going for it. So was that blank sheet meant to be there? This is the joy of going live and not knowing what you're going to be getting.
Mm.
I did a strange thing today.
What?
Myself a smelly candle. Right, which is nice, right? But I've got cold and I can't smell a thing. So absolutely pointless. Absolutely pointless. Someone will walk in my room and go, "Whoa, what's that smell?" And I'll go, "Can't smell a thing." Now I've had a bit of I know winter is here and I get a really bad, I won't say flu because I've had, anyone who's had flu, they know what they know what flu is, but it's kind of a fevery cold. I know I always get one when the weather turns, it becomes winter, then I get my little fevery cold. And I just deal with it the same way I deal with it every single year. Is that paper wrap? Do you know what? I've got no paper left now. That is my last sheet of paper. So that means tomorrow I need to go begging on the street for money for printer paper. So I'll have a little sign that says need money for printing. Adrian, I hope your weather's been really nice. Saying that, do anyone here suffer colds because the weather gone nice? But yeah, the way I always deal with a cold, flu, whatever, I just put all my clothes on, as many layers as I can. I go to bed and I absolutely sweat at home. I refuse to be ill right now because since I've been on the spare roster, I get a long weekend every 4 weeks. I have never had a complete 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm determined to make this my first one. So yeah, I'm not going to spend my whole weekend off ill. So my co-host for tonight is this roll of toilet paper. I will be blowing my nose. I think I was on Wednesday. I knew it was coming Wednesday.
Yeah, you was.
Yeah, I don't get ill. I do. Well, I'm not really whingy. I get on with it. Yesterday was really tough because I know how I kind of get worse as I go throughout the day, and then I get a little bit better overnight, and then the last couple of days I've actually been getting worse. Sometimes, like if I went in today, obviously I'd be like grotty by the end of the day, and then tomorrow I'd be better, and then maybe I'm not as bad come the end of the shift. And I know I'm on the recovery, but I'm all right. I had the worst of it yesterday, and I really didn't want sure if I was going to make it through the end of the day, to be honest. But I struggled on, and of course, when I'm ill, I'm really grumpy and snappy. So I just took the option of not talking to people. You know, they got on my bus. I said thank you and I said goodbye when they got off, but I didn't enter into any chit chat because I'd have taken offence at everything they said. And but yeah, it's that's how I am. I don't know what order this has come out in. Page 1, 2. I've got 2. According to this, I've got 2 page 1s. Right, sorry, I'm going to have to sort this out. Chapter 4, 1 to 4. Step. Oh, God. All the pages have got page 1 at the bottom. Oh, I'm going to, right. What I'm going to have to do then is have a look at the I can't get the words out. I'm going to have to look at the document on Word and then find. There we go. Right. 8, 9. Right. So, yeah, what I'll do, I've got these in my hand, but I'll have to have a look at Word and see what page and then find that corresponding page. Right. So, forgive me, I'm not going to be able to. I could show. No, it looks like I can't show Word. I did try a minute ago, didn't I? Let's see if I can.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you showed the documents.
So is that showing okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can see it on your.
Okay, so it's changed all the view, and just bear with me if anyone can figure this out quicker than me. Layout.
Yeah.
View. I want it 1 page per page. Page setup. That's not it, is it?
Yeah, go on.
Help.
I was trying to go through the settings for me. File.
I want. Right. Okay.
What Word are you using? Version.
I'm using whatever the latest version is.
I got Microsoft 2010, see, on mine.
I've got Microsoft. I think it's Microsoft 360. I pay 70. Hey Paul, this is how bad my life is. I want to get that as one page. Is it one of these?
Go to layout.
I did.
Yeah, what's the options you got there?
I think I haven't got all on. Customize the ribbon. Right, layout page setup.
Hang on, what's the bottom options?
Arrange, that's it, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh, got them. Oh, help!
What's the bottom options? You got a tab in the bottom.
Bottom option. What bottom option?
Right.
Right. Control my cursor.
How do I do that?
You can't see it, can you?
No.
Okay. Right.
How do I control the cursor? Because I don't know.
It's like my cursor's in the middle. Tell me left, right, up, down. Hang on.
Bottom right corner. You got options.
Options, display.
No, the
No.
bottom right corner on the page where it's bottom
Left, bottom right.
right on my side. I can see bottom right, and you've got like when you change your percentage to 100%, you've got options on the left.
Right. Where? I can't see 100%.
Oh.
Right, I'll tell you what, let's go cancel. Let's change that again. I know it's there somewhere. Right, customize the ribbon. There we go. Right. Oh, I actually cannot do this. No, you can't see it, can you? Right, okay. So what I've done, yeah, you can't see my what I'm actually looking for is page layout.
Yeah, that's under yeah, hang on.
But it's not come up on the selection pane. You've got layout, but I know that there is a way to change it. Layout.
What version have you got? Microsoft Office 365?
Hang on. Help.
Check what version it is. I can have
I've done it. I've just done it.
Ah, there we are.
No, I haven't. Right, okay. Right, let's... Sit in view. Oh, I can't do this. I can't control Word.
I could have helped, trying to help, but I haven't got to give it in front.
Yeah. Right. Oh, you're gonna have to have 2 pages up then. Right. So.
Hang on. I tell you what, Penny, I'll take a photo of the screen for you.
No, it's all right because look, I can't spend the whole stream like figuring out Word.
Yeah, no worries.
All I'm trying to do is change the layout in Word so there's 1 page on the screen.
Yeah.
And I can't even figure that one out. I don't like to. And now I've got this bloody ribbon at the top and I can't even close the ribbon. Right, okay, that's collapsed. Right, so before you start. Pardon?
Go click page, go to layout.
Yeah, I've done that.
Right, is it page layout on there?
There's what?
Page layout is not on there? No.
No, I think I've got
oh, here we go.
Right. Whoa! Right, I think I've got like custom layout.
If you go to layout tab,
yeah.
Click orientation.
No, it's not orientation because that changes portrait and landscape.
Oh, there we are.
And no, that's not what I want. I want portrait mode, which is the way that the manual is. But I don't want 2 pages on this screen. I want 1 page.
Select layout page layout. No.
I've got 2 pages on the screen. The reason being is I want to do that. And that's now way too small to read.
Oh.
I'm just going to have 2 pages on. So,
yeah.
Right. Okay. So, right, before you start assembling the printer, preview the fully assembled CTC i3 printer. Pictures 3.1 and 3.2, which is these 2. I don't know if you can see my cursor. So on the left at the bottom, you've got pictures of the printer. And the first thing that strikes me there is the amount of wiring. A lot of wiring flying all over the place there. Obviously, we can cable tie that and do funny things with it. Right, so the next 2 pages. So I'm looking for a page with a board. Right, so details of the main control board. Attention, please connect the electronics wire to each component correspondingly. Right. So, please, step 1, mainframe installation. Please find out the wooden supports marked A1, A2, A3. Right, so I'm just going to move the box in so I can... and I haven't started that pen. Right, guys, I'm going to have to take a 2-minute break. because I meant to do this earlier on. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I've got a 22-hour print I want to just chuck on the printer, and the print bed's become available. Give me a moment, because I need to get this on. If I wait till 10 o'clock, it will take too long. I've been a lot of the last couple of days, I've been printing these samples off.
Yeah.
So you can see it's growing, and I've just put a little label on the back. It's quite funny actually. These two pinks there, those two, that pink is quite nice. I've got a little project for a little girl, and I forgot to do the order online, so I had to ring up 3D filler print, and I said I need some pink filament, and Christine saying, can you copy one page and paste it into Word? To be honest with you, I'm not going to worry about it. What I'm trying to do, you see there, the pages are quite small. If I had one page view, when I do that, they're going to be easier for you to read. But I'm just going to call the instructions out. Yeah, so I said to the guy, I said, I want a nice girly pink. And he says, yeah, we've got a nice pastel pink. He says, we do. And I said, all right, send us a satin pink. And I said, can you send us a sample of the pastel? Which he's done. Oh!
Yeah, can you copy it there? Rosa?
Oh! This filament is well and truly in there. Right, sorry guys.
So it's like, is everything okay?
Yeah, so I said to him, send us a sample of the satin, of the pastel, and I'll buy the satin. So he sends me the bill. It's £9 more than I was expecting. And I'm like, crikey, no wonder he's recommended it, because it's more expensive. But in all fairness, it is so much nicer. I'll show you in a sec as much as I can.
Yeah.
Right, and just like that. Oh, I
Yeah.
learned a very important lesson today. Don't put a clear filament in after a red filament. Your clear filament goes very slightly red for a very long time. Right, so this one is the pink, which is the colour's washed a little bit. But this is the satin, and it's the only one out of all of them that's quite shiny.
Which one?
This one there, that's the satin pink.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice sheen to it.
That's nice, that.
Yeah, it is really, really nice. But when I take these samples to the young lady I'm going to do this project for and say, which colour do you like? She'd better pick the satin pink. Because if I then have to go and buy another pink, I'll be left with 2 rolls of fat filament that I'll probably never use. Oh. I've just had some clicking. Sorry guys, it's just I've got to get this print on now. I want to get it on before the show starts. As I say, it's a 22-hour print. So if I get it on now, it'll be ready at 7 at night. Come on. Right. Oh. Memory card in. Right, that's on. So I will just check it in a little while. Right, so let's change my. Are you all right to be hidden up,
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, don't worry, Penny. It's a few guys from here.
So my camera, sorry, to this view. So I'll do an overhead view. So I do like this camera view now. So
Oh, got it.
do you want me to leave? Oh, hang on, I've done. Oh, what have I done?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lesson on how not to do screen shares.
Yeah.
Right. So, are you happy to be hidden up, Chris?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The view that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Right. So, mainframe installation. I think I got my pages muddled up. Right. So, let's move the keyboard out. So, picture one, the front view of the A1 wooden support. So that's this one. So that is the A1 X. I might just do this with the light off. It's a bit too much light. Let me also change the camera focus. I think I've still got it on a fixed focus, which is not going to be good for the stream, is it? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I really am not prepared today, am I? Not even nearly. It's an hour. I haven't even started building. Right. Oh, that's actually on autofocus. Okay. Well, it's not autofocusing very well, is it? Right, I'll have to leave it on autofocus because it's going to be changing the angles a lot. Right, so let's bring this up further. It means you're going to see my ugly desk, but that's the way it's going to be today. So, A1 XZ frame. So, that is going to go like... These pictures aren't that clear. Right, so it's definitely going this way. So then we want front view of the main support after assembly. So I think we want these.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have the screen thing yet, did I? Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Oh, that's right. If I minimize something, it's it hides it up. Right, bear with me a sec.
Yeah, for yourself.
Right. Okay, that didn't work. Right, sorry guys, bed level is awful. Sorry about this. I just had a quick initial check on the printer, and that first level was, well, I wasn't even anywhere near nice. So, yeah. These did have labels on them, didn't they? So, this is A2 and A3, left side and right side of frame. So, I'm going to make an assumption with these, as it doesn't tell you exactly which one is which. I'm going to make an assumption. I'm going to assume that this one goes on that side, and I'll tell you why in a moment. You probably already guessed it anyway. Try not to pull this too much because these are only wooden frames. I don't want to risk breaking them. Right, so the reason I've made that assumption is here there's something that looks like it's got something to do with a fan. So some kind of ventilation. And then this looks like it's got something to do with a fan. And when these are connected together, there'll obviously be some kind of fan thing going on there. So I've got a feeling it won't actually make a difference. But if it all goes wrong, that's fine. So I'll get the nuts and bolts out. because you're obviously going to need them. I do like the fact you use all the same nuts and bolts. So what I'll do is I'll get some of these little pots out. These are spare pots from other projects. I'm just going to check the printer again. Right. That is very close to the print bed. Sorry guys, I think I've got a print problem with my printer. Oh no, that's all right. I've got the first layer is very close to the print bed. And I'm going to have to turn that light on. Right, so screws are going to go in this pot. In the bin. Right. Nuts and washers can go into that one. And what I'll do is I'll kind of separate them as I go. And then we've got number 7 screws will go into there. So, right. So, these I recognise. I recognise this kind of fixing from the part work printer. What they'll want you to do is pop the nut into there, and then the screw will come in from there. So let's see how well I manage this. It's a good little drop, wasn't it? So, oh, that's gone in perfect that time. Right, so I wonder if it's going to be easier to put nuts in first or to actually put it into the framework. I think we'll put the framework together. So, right, just drop that screw out because it's going to fall out. Right, that's a tight fit, but it goes in fine. So, that is, if anything, too long, but that's way too short. So there's only 2 screws available. So I just dropped it. Right, probably bring the screw in from underneath to just make it a bit easier for me. Oh, I've got a feeling I might be doing this over 2 stages. Right. So just get that in finger tight. So then I'll figure out it's going to be an Allen key fitting. I kind of knew that anyway, because of the tools that we get with them. Obviously, you know I'm going to use. I'll tell you what. I thought I wasn't going to get away with a wow stick, but I think I will. So. Bang, straight in, look. And the tension on this quite low, so I am going to finish this off by hand. So looks like we're underway rather quickly, as in it's coming together quick once you start putting bits in. The difference between this and the ender obviously is that on the ender most of this is done for you, but no, I'm a little bit more confident on this now, because it's wooden framework.
What's the trim you've got now at the moment, Anne?
Pardon?
What's the frames on the others?
What's the
Frames on the other ones?
They're all metal.
Oh, that's wood. Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with wood, but obviously metal is stronger.
Yeah.
So, do you know what? I'm wondering actually if I should have put a washer in there as well, because that looks a tiny bit. No, there's no washer small enough for it. Look there. There's not a lot of difference between the size of the nut and the hole in the wood.
Mm.
So don't over tighten that if you're following along.
I know we all like a good screwing, but don't tighten it too hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's wood. If this was metal,
Yeah, you could, yeah.
screw as hard as you want, and it won't be a problem. Having said that, I think this wow stick is just probably the right tension for it. So, a little bit disappointed with these instructions. It just says put them together. However, maybe it's because we all do part works for a living that it's easy enough to do. So that's one side on, and that's certainly the right size. So, you know, it is definitely going to be one of these two bits, obviously, because that's fitting on there nicely. 2 secs, guys. Right. I'm going to have a good look at my ender because it's an uneven bed. It's kind of lower in the middle. So, right, that's right. Oh, this has already got a screw in it. That's actually quite useful. Because by having a screw in it already of a different size, that's intriguing. Right. It's got a screw already in the middle here. But this screw isn't the same as any of these. In fact, there's not even the same size head. So I will take that out, but remember it was there.
Bonkers.
But it's not even the same. It is the same length. So I'm going to put that to, because I can't see. Obviously, what's going to happen is whatever size screw you've got there, you want it the same on the other sides.
Yeah. Consistent.
So, well, I thought, mate, when I just looked at it, I thought, oh, maybe they're telling us what kind of screw to put in. So then, obviously, I looked at the heads and I thought, oh, maybe there is a certain, you know, there's 2 types of screws in there. But there is no other matching screw. So maybe someone was having a practical joke. Now we'll bugger them all up by putting this unusual screw in. Right, there we go. So that's in fairly tight. And obviously I'm going to check all of this when I put it together. If it's sturdy enough, I don't need to put it in anymore.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm beginning to see where the cost saving is. You know, something like a Prusa that's going to cost sort of £600, £700, £800. If it came in kit form like this, you know, I think I could be justifiably upset, or expect £2,000 worth of printer where the cost saving is done by not assembling it. Right, so that's 3 bolts in. So yeah, they haven't paid someone to put this together, and obviously anything that costs extra money, the extra money gets passed on. A little bit loose at the back, but I can see some connectors at the back, so I think that will all strengthen up when we get there. Right, so there's the back view, picture 3. And I can see a little opening there, and it's got right view there, and I think I may actually have these the wrong way round. No, I don't. Right. If you look at this picture there, it actually looks like it's, I can't tell if it's standing up on the floor or if it's on its side. If it's standing upright, these two are the wrong way round. Right, let's have a look. Do you know what? Looking at this picture, I think they aren't. Yes, right, okay. I think they're the wrong way round. So, let's If I knew how to blow Word document pictures up, I could show you, but yeah, right, okay, I can see from the Word document, which is a bit clearer than the print, obviously, that middle picture, if you look on the far right in the middle, it's actually standing like that, not like that. The way I was looking at it, I couldn't really tell, and I thought if it's standing upright, this bit there should have holes in it, which are there. But if it's actually on its side, if it was that way, yeah, they are wrong. They're the wrong way round. So no harm done, because this is how easy it is to remove a screw with a wire stick. And then that comes out. I am going to push. Oh, do you know what? They've actually wedged itself in. So that one's going to fall out. So I think I'll probably send you all to sleep tonight, won't I?
Chris probably be sleeping after all the crewing.
What's that?
Chris be sleeping after all the crewing he's been doing.
So shouldn't matter which way round they go. No, they'll only go one way. Right. So, oops. So, well, there's a 50-50 chance I was going to get it right, wasn't it? And I think it was a reasonable guess I made. You know, putting the air vents on the same side as the fan. Maybe by having the air vents on the opposite side, it will encourage the airflow to go across all of the electronics. So if that's the case, then I've learnt something. Right, so that goes there. And if I did this 400 times, I'd be worrying that I'm spoiling the connections.
That sounds like a dentist, that does.
What's that?
That sounds like someone in the dentist.
Yeah, it sounded a bit like that, didn't it? Just you just freaked me out now. I'm thinking of dentists now.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a bit of dental issue at the moment on one of my teeth.
Yeah.
Maybe that's linked with the, maybe I had an infection in the tooth, and because my body's fighting an infection, it's enabled this fluey cold thing to come flying in. You know, your body can only fight so much at a time, can't it?
Mm-hmm.
I always think with these nuts, the hard bit is getting them in. You've only got to give them a tiny bit of a turn, and then they won't go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right with this printer, actually. If this is the way it is going to go. Because I saw bits of wood, and I thought, that's not going to be that good if it's made of wood. But the important bits seem to be made of metal. Oop, I've got a caught on something. So have you been up to much then this week, Chris, or you've been doing your usual?
I've been busy today, though.
Have you really?
I have, yeah.
Like you, isn't it?
I've been doing group things here on a Monday, going to start cooking.
So you've been doing a what?
I went to Neath Workies.
A Neath what?
You what?
Neath what?
Workies, Workman's Club.
All right.
Yeah,
Was there anything exciting on there?
Yeah, they had this group. This woman came out to see me this morning, and then there's a group on a Friday down there.
Right.
Yeah, so what we're going to do on Monday then. So you can I'll be seeing on Monday now. So what happened to do some cooking and stuff.
Do Yeah, the last time I went to a work and men's club,
Yeah.
it was all right actually. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
And my friend said to me the next week, she goes, "Do you fancy coming down to work and men's club again?" And I said, "No, so I'm not up for it this week. I think I might have just lost a screw." I said, "I'm not really up for it this week. I was feeling a bit, I can't be bothered." They were only filming the full Monty there, weren't they?
Yeah.
I could have been in the crowd at the full Monty film because they filmed that at Shirehampton Working Men's Club,
Yeah.
which is where I was at the time. Right, so they actually show you the way that you connect the screws after they've told you to connect everything, but that's fine. And I didn't put the washer in. So do I disconnect all of these again and put washers in? So I'm going to be really boring, guys, and I'm going to, because it might not matter now, but over the course of months, weeks, or years, it might make a big difference. So I do apologize, guys. So could we say that's me haven't bothered looking at instructions properly, or badly laid out?
I reckon it's just badly laid out, not properly described.
I mean, why they've shown you how to do the screws at stage 6?
Yeah, they should have done it opposite stages.
Is the assembly. But there you go. That's the way it is.
Oh yeah, today also, Ben.
Pardon?
Also today as well, right? Give me the opportunity then to use my new best pass.
I'm going to ask you a favour, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You seem quite close to the mic. Are you very close? A lot of times, I'm struggling to understand what you say.
Is that better?
That's a lot better, Chris. Yeah. Sorry, Chris. I don't mean to embarrass you or anything.
No, fine. Normally set the course of it, yeah.
It was just I'm asking. I mean, I struggle with Welsh anyway, and you're far too Welsh for me.
Yeah.
I say to a couple of my customers, I say to them, I can't understand Welsh. I say, try and be more English. But we have a laugh with that.
Yeah, so that's not what it is, yeah. I had a chance to use my bus today, didn't one?
Oh, yeah. Well, don't use them on our buses because they don't work.
Don't yet, do they?
We haven't set up the. There's like a code for the machine.
Oh yeah.
So we can't use them.
I had an opportunity then today, right?
And go, yeah, go and sit down, my lovely.
Yeah.
But they haven't even effectively come into force yet. We've already got people with broken passes. Why do you need to sit on a bus pass? Is it comfortable or something?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I've just lost the washer. I'm hoping they have spare washers because I'm buggered if they don't. Mind you, they look like M3 washers, don't they? And M3 screws.
And I never have had an opportunity while being on one of the new buses or just USB chargers.
Have you been on one of our buses yet?
No, I haven't. I was.
We are the first company in Wales to operate electric buses.
Oh yeah, never been on that yet.
Cardiff will have loads. I believe Swansea are getting some. But I reckon the way things are going, it won't be too long.
Yeah.
It won't be a million years off before we're all fully electric.
Yeah.
Trouble is, I still don't have an opinion of electric buses because I've not driven them yet. Although it was funny the other day, me and this driver, we got on this electric bus and we couldn't operate the doors. They got a button on the outside. We couldn't open the doors.
Yeah.
So we climbed in through the emergency exit, right? And then obviously we shut the the emergency exit behind us. We still couldn't operate the doors. Mm-hmm. So we thought, sod it, we'll get out through the emergency exit. That's looking better now, isn't it? That's got to be right now, isn't it? That's 3 attempts.
Yeah, that looks much better now.
Yeah. So yeah, so we thought, oh well, we'll get out through the emergency exit then. Well, we couldn't get out because normally you go in, you pull a handle, and the door opens. Well, this time you've got to push a button, slide a panel down, and then pull the thing. We actually couldn't get out of the emergency exit of a bus. We're like, well, that's not good design then, is it?
No.
Right, so let's have a look at the next stage, which is the next 2 pages. Mainframe installation. Now I can see why there's this hole on the side. There. Because that's where the power supply is going to go. So let's study first. So parts number 25, power supply, and number 5, M3 by 8mm screw. Well, I think these smaller ones are going to be the 8mm because that looks a little bit longer than 8mm to me. So we're going to need 3 of those. Fixed. Right, let's find this power supply.
Yeah, and nothing as well. You know the new buses I've been on today?
Pardon?
The new bus I was on today as well.
Yeah.
They had USB charging ports on them, and every time the driver stopped, the bus would cut out.
Right. Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really confusing. Right, so I'm having a little look at screw holes. 110, right, so that has been, there's a little switch in there. Hang on, I can't see you.
I can see that, yeah.
Right, there's a little switch in there, and that's really difficult. You certainly can't get it with your finger. So I think the only way you're selecting that is with a screwdriver, but it has already been flipped over to 220 volts, so that's okay. So looking at this, it looks like, well, that's interesting. Right, so 4 screws, so it's actually going to go on. Oh,
The other side pen, maybe?
I think you're right, but it's the holes.
I've got the wrong hole pen.
Bring this bigger. 1, 2, 3. I see it. 1.
Yeah, I can see it now.
I can't see that up. Oh, I see. Clever, clever, clever. Right, so.
Hello.
Right, so what we've got is, I'll show you from the other side, we've got 2 screw holes there, one right in the middle and one on the edge. And I just want to double check with the instructions on paper. Yeah, I've got these in the wrong order. That's why they're not working. Right. So the 3rd screw hole isn't actually a hole, it's a slider. So that means that if this doesn't fit properly, we fix these 2 here first. No, that's not going to fit.
It's not for the slider, for the switch.
No. Right, rethink the battle plan. So, I picked the wrong holes. Right, okay. Right. No, it's okay. Right, so we're actually, right, so we've got 1 hole there. We totally ignore that one. We've got a slider hole there and a slider there. So what we'll do is we'll put, if I can find it, we put that one in first, then we line up one of those, and then we'll line up the other one, and that will connect the power pack like that. So 8mm screw, Make sure the end works, which it does. So, screw washer, and it did say 3mm at M3, so I'm not worried about losing that washer earlier on now. And that is only just barely long enough. Look, doesn't poke out by much. Probably doesn't need to. Right, that one screw is in place. The other two aren't at all. Yeah, and I've just right. So I've screwed it in, then I've backed it off a bit. I just want it in just enough to get, and then I can sort the other two out. And yeah, you kind of need to wiggle them about so they match. Right, so I don't know. Can I talk? I might put one of these in the mouth. The mouth, no, the mouth is an extremely useful tool. Yeah. It's like a third hand. Right.
Yeah, that's what we need. About 3 or 4 hands, but I can.
If I can finger tight these. So, how many people have I put off? I did notice I had a dislike before the stream went live. So,
I haven't got any now, have you?
Say that again.
I noticed I got my dislikes everywhere.
I always get a dislike before the show starts.
You have got one.
I don't know if they're like, oh no, Penny hasn't started the show early. Oh, I'm not happy. Or I don't know.
Don't know. Could be anything. Penny just
I'm one of these amazing people. I can wind people up just at the mere thought of me. Right. Okay.
Chris Campbell stop is on the wrong way, apparently.
Right. What's on the wrong way?
Yeah, Chris, explain. Yeah, because I just finished your comments. Explain what you mean, Chris. Because I don't know.
I think I know what he's going to say. Right.
Might be.
I think.
Read the chat. It's on the wrong side. What is, Chris? Power supply should be on the other side. That's what Chris said.
See, now you've said that. I know what you're saying. You're saying this should be there, aren't you?
Yeah, is that what you mean, Chris? It should be on the other side of the wall?
Yes, because if you see there's some inner workings. So that's obviously going to be on the outside, which will make sense because all of this is going to be, I should have thought of that. So basically I'm going to rename my stream, watch me assemble the 3D printer 15 times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah. No problem, Chris. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize what you meant. Yeah, the power supply should be on the outside end, should it?
Yeah, of course it should.
Oops.
Because how's the printer going to print if the power supply?
Yeah. That
is an embarrassing error there. I should
have.
Make
mistakes, so we don't have to. Yeah.
Right. So that can turn around like so. So that's how you want it on, isn't it, Chris?
Oh. Yeah. People send it upside down too. Is it
a little bit more tricky to get on, but I know if I tried. Don't know if you saw that, but the washer dropped off the screw. Then I dropped the screw, and it actually landed in the hole that's actually going to go.
I got all that.
Right.
I just seen a comment on the chat. So people are saying it's the wrong way around.
Right. I think it wants to go that way because. Let me just balance this. If you look at the picture there, you've got a bit of the power pack poking out. right? So if you do it that way, oh, I don't know, there'll still be some poking out. Right.
Yeah, sitting this upside down, maybe.
Yes, I think Adrian is right. It should be that way. So the plugs, yeah, okay, right, fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Pen, I wasn't interrupting. Okay.
Fine. So
All right. I put the wires underneath here, yeah.
playing hit and miss here. If the screw was longer, it'd be a lot easier to locate. But there's really not a lot.
Yeah. Mm.
Well,
Is that Chris Goons, whatever his name is?
yeah, Chris. Oh, Chris.
Goons.
Hello.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Do I remember? Do I reckon? Do you know what? I can't find the holes. Tell you what. Right. There it is. There it is. Found it.
Yeah, Chris says, yeah, finally laugh out loud.
Oh, I bet everyone's giggling at me here, aren't they?
We still love you, Penny. No, no more.
Tired. Oh, because this bit is in the way, I can't see to locate the hole.
That's a bitch, isn't it?
And I really don't want to take this off for the 400th time. So,
oh, that's nice, Ben.
What's that?
Chris says, Chris Goose says, I'm good, thanks. It'll be my first live stream and first Paint with Penny visit, so yeah.
Well, I hope you like us enough to not be put off.
Just to warn you, Chris, there's innuendos on his channel as well on everyone else.
No, we only let you two have the innuendos.
Yeah.
No, it's usually not as bad, actually. It's usually a lot worse.
Yeah, unless it was clean tonight.
Yeah, it's very clean.
There's nothing worse than this.
Yes. Right. I really am struggling for... Oh, there we go. I found it. I found it. So once you got that first hole in, it's not so bad, but
yeah,
you can kind of wiggle it around. See, now I can see that hole. So that's a lot easier. And for some reason, this wow stick's not holding the bit in very well. However, it is an Aurea bit in the wow stick.
Yeah.
So from tomorrow, I'll probably be using the wow stick bits. Sorry if you guys can't see this. You probably won't.
Nope. Yeah, no problem, Chris. Yeah, we all welcome you to the channel. No problem.
Right, so that's now fully connected with 2 screws. So, and I really don't think I'm going to get this finished tonight, am I?
I'm going to stay on stream until?
On stream, it'll take me about an hour to get the Ender 3 done.
Yeah.
And I think it'll probably take me long enough to get this done to the start point of the Ender 3.
Are we finding stuff up building it?
Oh, that feels really weird with weight on one side now. So we've got picture 8.2. I'm now a little bit confused because we've got these wires, but it hasn't explained how the wires go. So I'm a little bit worried on that one. So step 3, hopefully that will tell us something. Right. Right, installation of, oh God, I've got bits of paper flying all over the place now. Right, so installation of control board, which is the page on the right.
Yeah.
Parts number 30, control board. Isn't that what I just put in? No. Right, 30 control boards and 8mm screws. Number 9 supporting column. Right. think that's that bit that we didn't actually get out. Right. No, it's not. Right, supporting column number 9. You don't think it's this, do you?
Make it large on the screen.
I can't, can I? We spent half an hour trying that one.
Oh yeah, what if you tell me the direction you're looking at?
I don't know. Picture 90902. It's a picture on the right with a 5 and a 6 on it.
Oh yeah, that probably is it, yeah. I reckon
Probably.
Yeah. It looks like it. Sorry, I just confused myself.
I can't see any matching screws.
Stripping. Someone's got on it. Forming.
Right.
Hello.
Okay, that helps. I don't think this is it. Because I can see some plugs going. Ha. So I think it might go this way. Yes. Oh, hang on. All right, let's have a look at the assembled bit. What I'm looking for is, right, this is going to go on the, oh, I don't know. Right. Oh, hang on, right, what? Right, okay. So, installation, right. So, number 9 supporting column.
Yeah.
Right, number 9 is this piece there. It looks like the cap off the bottle. So that wasn't actually the supporting column, was it?
I just gonna.
Right, guys, I am currently really stuck. Unless there's more than one rod in here. Smooth rod.
Yeah. Have a look at the comments again.
Okay, I am stuck, guys. I can't find anything resembling that supporting rod.
Yeah. Yeah, Cordy, just yeah, it is electric. Whatever, yeah. Anything's done.
25, right. The only thing I've got, I cannot find a number 9, and this has not got a number on it. So that's why I thought this was, but it doesn't even look like support. Oh, hang on, there should be 4 of them. Right. So we're looking for something that's this one there. That's number 9. So I'm looking for 4 of something. And I haven't really got anything that's got 4 of them. Oh, it's got R2D2 tubing in it.
Mm-hmm.
I call it R2D2 because this comes with the R2D2.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's the wires up. But that's not what we're looking for. Right, so I'm looking for 4 of something, which I haven't got.
David Bassett. Yeah.
Am I missing something, or am I missing the point?
All the point.
So, right. I'm stuck, guys.
Can't you send a file to me, pen, and I can have a look on my phone?
The photo's there. Oh, it was there. Oh, why am I putting those numbers in there? I must have caught the keyboard.
Yeah, excellent.
Right, there we go. So it's this one there.
Yeah.
See, I can't. So
That's the business, eh?
I'm sure I've overlooked something really simple. Yeah. David Bassett saying looks quite complicated.
Yeah,
It's kind of easy when you know what you're doing. It's just unfortunate I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'm looking in all the nooks and crannies if they do try to be economical, don't they? I don't even know what I'm looking for really, because right. Aha.
found something real.
I found fan support column.
There we are.
So it was tucked away. And when you see this, you'll go, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that is a fan support column. So obviously we're going to plug that into a hole and then the screw will go into there. So this is not anywhere near as easy as I thought it was. So thing is, am I putting people off this build?
No.
Because I don't know, I could probably do a second one a lot easier than the first one, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Right, so now it's making more sense. See the photos they're taking them on an assemble printer. Like you see, that's being assembled. So we want this side. So I suspect they're going there. And they are being screwed in. But they're going in like that. The screw will come in from this side. So I want to make sure this is the right way round because I have... Right. Right, that's that way round. Oops. Good job that wasn't breakable. So you've got some wires coming down here. You've got a bar going across there, a wire hanging down there, and these seem to be on this side. So now I've lost, and they look like they're this bottom. Ah, okay, I can see what's going to happen. Right, so this main board is going to go into those little housing bits. Right. Oh. Right, that's the bit there I'm looking at on the right. I'm looking for pictures of the motherboard bit. Board. I can't see it. Right. Okay, it's getting frustrating now. Right, so what I don't know if you can see it now. I'll put it on full screen. Right, looking at this, without taking out the bag, I can see there's 4 holes. Yeah. So I think those 4 holes will line up there. So obviously what these plastic connectors are, they're going to plug into the board, and they're just going to give it a bit of space so that this isn't touching and it won't cause a fire. Talking of fires, do you think this is safe?
Should be.
Right, so I'm going to go for that. I tell you what, give me issue 29 of the Root Master and last week's Root Master any day. Come back, all is forgiven.
Yeah.
Right. Don't want those, do we? Don't want the nuts. Because we're screwing into this. It's the screws we're after. Right, we've only got 2 screws left after this. Although I'm not overly worried because thanks to the tractor we've got bolts of many sizes, many lengths. Right, so that I think is going to go barely through, just like the last one. So I can screw that on finger tight. That's actually gone on surprisingly hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not moving. That's fine. That's good. Okay, we're back on track now.
Yeah, no fun.
I might just have to move the camera around a bit. I noticed I'm only showing the top bit. Right, so next connector. And this screwdriver is now excelling because we don't want a lot of torque because it's plastic. But that's actually in really tight.
Yeah.
Even though it's, I don't feel I'm going to over tighten it because there just isn't enough torque on a screwdriver. But obviously, if you've got a manual screwdriver, in fact, shall we put it in with a manual screwdriver? Let's see.
Beautiful.
See what happens. I suspect, just like the Root Master, we're just going to keep screwing until the feel it getting tight. Yeah, until it resists. So. You know what?
Does that need the tank?
That's shredded.
Something?
It's actually quite loose, look. But that's as tight as I can go. And then if I make it any tighter, it just kicks back. So I don't know if I didn't put it in at the right angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you go too far. So I might. There's 3 others. So I might be all right. But if that starts to get a bit loose, I might just pop a touch of super glue or epoxy, something like something slow drying, and then I'll just glue that on. It just means if I glue it on, I can't ever take it off. Having said that, I can get this one on finger tight, and that's not moving. So I think it must be me because I don't see other people threading plastic bolts and things, but it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because I get it a lot on the Root Master, don't I?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen on all of them, but it happens on some of them. Right, now, here's the issue. I don't want to put this on until I know for a fact it's the right way round, because the way these connectors are, I don't want to unscrew them. So does it go that way? It won't go that way, but it can go that way. So I'm resting it. So I would guess, it goes at the green bits at the bottom. I can see, I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah, you can see it's good. Yeah.
2 holes there, and there's 2 holes there. So is everyone in agreement that that is the correct way?
Yeah. Well, do you think you're happy that way?
I think it's that way.
Yeah.
And I'm now actually starting to think that what I should have done is push those connectors into the circuit board and then screwed them on, because, well, they actually go on very easily. It's like spring-loaded locking bits, but that's not coming off. Look, I can actually lift the whole thing up by the circuit board. So, Chris Campling, you're talking like you know this one. Have you just sat there like looking at the screen?
Yeah,
Right.
I did.
This is the tricky bit, and I'm wondering whether to say it's near enough 10 o'clock. Let's continue tomorrow when I've had more time to prep. You obviously need to study the manual many times. In this particular case, I think these have come out on different pages.
Yeah.
I can't find.
There's a way to sort that out.
That's the page I've just done.
You've got double-sided, haven't you?
Yeah, that was the save paper. I can't find that page. I'm looking for 2 green pictures, two pictures with green background in the middle, with 2 above it. 5 pictures. I think I set the paper up wrong when I printed it. Let me have a look at the pages. I found it. I can see it straight away. Right, so please collect each item from the packing list 2, including A4 assembly, A5 assembly. So let's go one thing at a time. So A4 assembly. Do you think that's this then? No, because that's not got a plug on it. Right, so I think it might be this, you know. I think it might be what I would call a print bed. Right, I'm looking for labels on it. There is no label.
Does it look like that, though?
No, I don't think it's that. Right, so I think I'm actually probably looking in completely the wrong box. So, I see it.
Oh, I got it.
Oh. This is the A4 assembly. So it's one of the stepper motors.
What's the difference between A4 and M
Well,
then?
I would say A4 and A5 is paper size, but they probably do that section A, part 4.
Oh, yeah.
This is A5 assembly. So these will be, you've essentially got 3 stepper motors. One which moves across, so that will move the extruder. That's your X-axis. You've got your Y will move bed backwards and forwards, which is your YZ. And then you've got the Z, which moves up and down. So they're all controlled by 3 stepper motors. Part list help, Penny, then you'll know what you're looking for. Probably, but I didn't have much luck with that part list before, did I? Right, so LED screen is next. So I will confidently open this now because I know we're using it. Just want to make a temporary waste bin. You know me, I don't like to throw it. I've got to be careful because I put a brand new blade in this today.
Yeah.
And it is a surgical blade. And
fingers.
I know from obviously when you cut yourself, you stop when you feel the cut. This is actually so sharp, it will cut almost to the bone before you realise it.
Yeah.
Right, so this has got a little LED screen. This is the sort of thing that you get with Arduino projects. It's got a little bend in the middle, and it's got 5 very basic switches. This is the sort of thing you get with the Chinese Arduino kits. I'm not worried about this because it's not a precision part, it's a display. So that's the other thing. Right, P assembly and Q assembly. So I will actually heed Chris's advice. Chinesium, yeah, I love that word, Chinesium. Right, so let's look at the parts list. So we've got P assembly. Probably that one right near the end. Right, Q assembly. Right, so P assembly is the print bed, as you can see there. You can't see my cursor. I placed it on the left-hand side right near the bottom. And the Q assembly is that bit that I keep pulling out and saying, what's this? So that's great. So let me try and scroll. Sorry about all this scrolling, guys.
You want the ball now, you?
Right. So what I might do is if we don't finish it tonight, what I'll do is I will print these off as PDFs because I have the ability to print PDF. Right. So we have, I'm going to chuck all of these parts into another box because they're going to fall out of this.
Yeah.
So this is why, I mean, I did these storage boxes and these size boxes are no longer any good to me. And I just decided to keep them. And they do make very good temporary pots. I mean, the one I got from Horlicks, which I know I've got around here somewhere because I saw it just the other day. I have got it, I promise. But that's brilliant for the small part works. But obviously these have got a lot more parts. So, and I did hear from Horlicks today. He's doing very well. He's moving into a new place on Friday, and it's already got internet there. So he's going to hope to come on to my next Root Master stream, and hopefully everything will work well. Obviously, we don't know for sure if it's going to work out, but we'll see. And he's actually also on the cancel waiting list. And they say because of the type of house that he's after, he may not be on the waiting list for that long. Basically, the woman's given him some really good advice. There's not so many people looking for 1-bedrooms, and there's an area on the outskirts that hasn't got good public transport links, so people don't tend to go for that area because they can't get about. So it's only really suitable for someone that owns a vehicle, which obviously he does. So, right, I'm now stuck because it's given us these parts, but hasn't really told us what to do with them. So let me put this in a safe place for now. Hopefully not getting entangled. And I will place this piece on the table because I know which way round this is going to go. This is the one, well, even then I don't know. It's either going to go that way or it's going to go that way. And I suspect it's going to go that way, and then I'll tell you why. Don't know if you can, well, you'll be able to see it now. Right, so we've got connectors there, and then there. Can't see that bit. Which looks to, without bringing the two together, it looks like that will connect in with these. And you see you've got some marks there. So it looks like we lift this up, we place this over and through, and that will connect there. So I think I'm now looking at this from the back. This is the front, this is the back, but these do line up. So, and that's a nice fit.
That must be a good sign then.
It's a nice-ish fit. And I know that once we get these in, it will strengthen it all, because you've got extra sides of a box then, haven't you? Oh, yeah, you don't want to tilt it.
It's like what you said yesterday when I got my roof.
Now, I can see that you've got some rods here.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're actually threaded rods, but there is clearance between the threaded rod and the gap there. So I'm absolutely convinced that this is spot on. That one certainly fits. This one is going to fit, but we're going to need to tweak it a bit. Yeah. So just like our Root Master with the roof, it doesn't naturally sit in, and also the connections are very, very tight. So right, I think that's in, and I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking it all looks right to me. If I look at this bit, the power pack, you've got holes. I still can't reach. Right, you see holes on the side of the power pack. Those holes are on the outside of the printer. So ventilation wise, that's fine. I don't really understand this hole here. It's doing nothing. If there was a hole in the power pack there, I would say that's airflow, but that just seems completely pointless to me. Now you can see perhaps why I was trying to mount it on the other side. If you look where the board is, again, that's on the outside. Remember, all the heat is going to be in the middle. So you've got this in the cooler part, and you see you've got a USB cable port there. That's going to be nice and accessible. You don't want to be putting USBs in from underneath. So I'm completely happy that that is correct. We've still got more bits to go on, because I can see connectors here and there. So I am going to go ahead with this, and it should be as simple as 2 nuts and bolts. And as you know, the more we assemble, the stronger the whole lot gets.
Yeah, it's like what we're doing the bus, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly like the bus. So I'll cheat and use my wow stick because it's quicker. So I'm sorry that you can't see this. Good job I got my best socks on today, isn't it?
That's what socks you want.
Just that, well, do you know what? I'm really lazy with washing, and I tend to buy socks. 99% of the socks I've ever owned are black.
Oh yeah.
Because when you go to somewhere formal, you do not want white socks. You know, it's all right if you're a 12-year-old school kid, but you know, you go somewhere fairly formal, or you go to work or something, you really want black socks. And it's quite acceptable to wear black socks in a casual situation.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest with you, if it's too hot for socks, like summertime, you know, basically all I ever wear is my sandals or my trainers. So that's why, and my underwear is white. And then that way I can put my socks in a dark wash. I haven't got to worry about colours running. And my underwear all goes in a white wash. And sometimes I might, just for a bit of convenience, I'll put my underwear in with my white shirts and they'll get a boil wash. Because I always boil wash my shirts. So, you know, normally I'd put my underwear on a separate wash. Guys, I've got a bit of a situation. I just need to run to the loo. You know what I'm like.
So put me on screen for a minute, Pen, or what?
Say again?
So they put me on screen for a minute, or?
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind holding up the show.
Yeah, of course I can.
The show is all... Oh, you're always wearing Welsh. And when are Wales playing next?
Tomorrow, Sunday.
Tomorrow. Australia, is it?
No, Sunday, 8:15 France.
Do you think they'll win?
Give it a go, see what happens.
Before the World Cup started, I made a tongue-in-cheek, partly joking, partly serious prediction. I said Australia will win the World Cup.
Yeah.
So now they're facing Wales. Guys, I'll be back in about a couple of minutes. I do apologise.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so are we all... let's go check the comments.
Oh, I can't get to the bathroom.
So how you doing, Chris? Captain? David Bassett, how are you? So that we go. Yeah, this is guys, this is really new. Penny's on new to this as well, so just bear with us. This one. Back you, Pen.
Sorry, Chris, say again?
I said you back, you.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Anyone who knows me knows I have IBS and
Oh yeah, sorry.
Straight away. But just give me a chance to just check. Right, you take care, Gordy B. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. This is a little bit more difficult than I thought. I would like slightly better instructions, but it is what it is. And it's always the first one that's going to be hard, because if I bought another one of these, I'm really not worried about the build. I'm worried about the print quality. So if this prints really well, I'll quite happily buy another one, and I'll probably assemble it in, I don't know, a quarter of the time. So, right. And also my, because the stepper motors are positioned in a different way from, because they're positioned in a different way from the way they'll print, they look funny. So trying to work the orientation out is odd, and this one has confused me.
They're gonna go there. Take a.
Let's see. Right, I just looked at this, and obviously you've got this bit that goes up and down. Now the way that this is held in, these belts, on a ender, they've actually got a hook. These are actually cable tied together. And then you tension it here. That's what this big screw is for. But look, it works.
Oh, that's good.
That's just really weird. I think because there is a grip there, you see, and because it's not round, it's so that's odd. So I think that is going to be the extruder,
Is that the thing that pours the liquid out?
Pardon?
Is that the thing that pours the plastic onto the bed?
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's going to be the hot end. Sorry.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry.
So
I just
tomorrow night, World of Mike is going to be. I will give you a quick preview. This is what we've done in 2 weeks. I did fix this. I had problems with it on stream because the heat shrink I used was too thin. So I sat there and I unsoldered that wire. I put a new bit of heat shrink on. It's actually slightly too big, to be honest with you, but I did want to use black for a black wire. But we're going to finish all of this. The differential will be done tomorrow. So the amount of progress will probably be about 3 or 4 times as much as we've made in 2 weeks. Right. So let's look through the. I don't seem to have given us any instructions on what we're doing and how we're putting this together.
Yeah, I'm good, Chris.
Yeah, it's getting exciting now. I've done a lot of work on the spreadsheet, so you haven't got to print loads and loads off in 1 week. Right, connect the main board and the power supply by cable number 19. Right, and the power supply by cable number 19. I think that might be the bit with the plug in it. I might be wrong. It is, right. So that's the power plug. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't want to do that at the moment because that'll come in and out quite easily at any point. So I'm going to go back in the box. The bit that we do need, and I have seen it, it's that little bit with a switch in that on. There we go. Right. So this is the bit we're looking for. This is the bit where the power supply and the plug will go in. So that's got to go somewhere. Don't know where. So
yeah.
Aha. I think it's going to go in there. I'm just doing a test fit. I'll show you what I've done in a minute if it works. Lovely. Right. Perfection. So on the side of the printer, you have got a hole. Yeah, below the power pack. I think everyone's already done this, haven't they? Because they all know better than me, or they found the instructions. So there's a little hole there with two screw holes, and don't suppose it matters which way round it goes, does it? But I would personally rather have it that way round because I know it's up for on and down for off.
Yeah.
And the plug will be away, so I'll be coming in from there to switch it on and off. So let's see if it'll actually go in the wrong way, the opposite way. Oh, you know what? No, it won't because it's actually shaped. You've got an angle there and it's square there. So there is only one way. So the way that I would actually prefer it is the way that it's going in. So there it looks like a counter sunk screw. So let's have a look at some screws that will fit. So I just knocked the camera there, didn't I? So why? Right, can't see any more screws. And the only screws I've been given have all got bolt ends on them. So I just knocked the camera again. So I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to use my own M3s. It's got counter shrunk. It's counter shrunk. If you look at these, they've got counter sunk. bits in there. So
Yeah.
these are all from these. Saying that, they might be too long. Right, I thought I had some smaller ones. So these are all from the tractor. So, and do you know what? That is slightly too long. So 14 mil is too long.
Back in 2 seconds, man.
Pardon?
Back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. So I know it's a little bit naughty using my own screws. Or is it naughty? You know? Let's have a look at the 10 mil. I think the 10 mil might be a bit short. But yeah, I'll go 12 mil. So we'll find out what happens at the end. I might end up with a couple. I might go, oh look, there's some sunk screws. So these are posi heads because that's what I just happen to have got. And then what I'll do, you see how they just fit in there lovely then, they're flat. Oh, sorry, you can't see. I'll tell you what I'm doing, Chris. I'm trying to follow what I can. It's telling me to do nothing really. So let me show you exactly what I'm trying to follow. I understand what you're saying, Chris. Right, so we've done installation of control board. And as you can see there, it's told us to put these, where it says 5 and 9, it's told us to put these plugs in. And then it's got the motherboard, the main board. But it doesn't say anything about it. Then it says, here are the next bits. And then it tells you wire connection. And
Yeah, it's confusing, isn't it?
it's not really giving you, look, debugging, it's not really giving you good instructions. So all I'm trying to do is get in the bits that I can get in. It's a little bit like a Sherlock approach. If you, well, the opposite of Sherlock. No, Sherlock said if you eliminate the impossible, the rest is possible. But if you also get the simple bits, you just find the instructions on Google. Are they better on Google, or are they exactly the same instructions? Because I'm really struggling to follow these instructions.
They're crap, aren't they, basically?
Look, you got the bits of instructions you can follow. Look, that bit's easy enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, can you put a link, Chris, to see if they're the same? They are the same. So, right, what is the next step? Do the wires. But the reason I put my own screws in is because these are the screws that have been supplied. And I cannot see a countersunk screw. And if you look at these, they are quite clearly a countersunk. No, you can't see because I haven't got the right camera angle on. Oh, right. If you look at these, they are quite clearly a countersunk screw hole, but there are no countersunk screws provided. So what would you do, Chris? Would you use your own screws?
Probably, I probably would, yeah.
Yeah, I just happen to have M3 screws in multiple lengths because I'm building a tractor.
Yeah.
So, right, okay, yeah. Let me go onto YouTube because it's probably come up as right. Could you Facebook me the link?
If anyone's a moderator on
Yeah, that's what you meant, right? Sorry, bear with me a sec. Right, so we've just given me the link. Right. I don't know why it won't show the link.
I don't know, should
Right,
do.
that's the link. And what I'm going to do as well is, why is that? Oh, I see. That's really, really far behind.
Your links come up now.
Yeah. No, I'm watching it on YouTube, and I seem to be about 5 minutes behind on YouTube. Right. Right. Yes. Copy. So I'll post this link again as well. If anybody wants to come on and help, they are more than welcome to.
Yeah.
So if you've got at least a microphone, if you haven't got a webcam, don't worry. That still works with a webcam. Without a webcam. Right, so yeah, looking at your instructions you've just given me, they're exactly the same as mine. Having said that, that solved my problem about sharing, isn't it? Right, okay, so stop screen, share screen. Right, so this is the instructions that I've got, which are exactly the same, aren't they? So they're not easy to follow.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So the bit we're at is we say, like, here's all these bits. So I've got all those bits laid out. And then it's that preparation. Please collect the items. These modules are shown as below. And then we're into wire connection. And it says connect the main board and the power supply by cable 19. Well, I don't really want to put power cable in at the moment because it's going to be trailing. I don't think that's a good way of doing it. If I'm going to be flipping this around and I've got a 3-pin plug hanging off the side, so I'll put this in and I'll hook these up, and I can see that they are right. Okay, I can see that these two are going to come out of that hole. Just make sure I've not got full yet. Right, let me change that. Right. So I can see from the instructions that these two are going to come out of there, and these are going to go in the red one there where it says voltage plus, and this black one will go into COM. Anyone remind me what COM means? And I would suggest now is a good time to bolt this down, because if you've got these two connected there, and this should come out, you can see what's going to happen, can't you? So where's this yellow one going? Right, hang on, now they've changed the connector. Oh, if you look at those two pictures, they look to me like they're connected differently.
Yeah.
V plus adjust. Right, you go, oh, it doesn't matter because you've got three V pluses and 3 comms. So that's 3 positives and 3 negatives. So I don't suppose it matters which one they go into. Common, yeah. Yeah, they call negative all sorts, don't they? So let's see if I can do a bit of a close up. So what we're looking at here then, this, can you actually see my cursor?
I can't know.
No, right, okay. So if you look on the left picture, you've got a hole.
Yeah.
And then there's black and a red coming out. And it goes around, and one goes into the third terminal and one goes into the fifth one. If you then look at the next picture, you've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if you look at the labels at the top, which are not the same, they're not the same labels. And in fact, actually, I think they're the wrong plugs, because if you look at the first three, where you've got the red, the blue, and the yellow, the wires that I've got is red, black, and yellow. Remember, these are being plugged straight into the wall. So I think these are L, N, and earth.
Yeah, they are, because the black one is normally earth. You know, like a brown pen.
Would you agree with that, Chris? If I turn right, so if you look at the instructions, you've got. If you look at instructions, you've got 2 V's and 2 comms, and then you've got LN and earth. On here, you've got 3 V's and 3 comms and an LN. I think they actually go into LN and earth, because this, look, there's, whoops.
You know, like a brown cable, that's normally earth in it, brown.
Yeah. I did notice somewhere else in the manual it said the colours may vary.
Yeah, the black and brown is the same.
Is going straight into the wall of my house. So I think they go into there. Because AC is the power supply, isn't it?
Yeah.
AC and DC. Okay. So look, that does not look the same as the image. So my personal opinion, and I don't like this anymore, because you're going to have a plug coming out of here. I know this is safe. It's all nicely insulated.
Yeah.
And also, these wires are actually touching a bar. Okay, I think they'll be all right, actually. Right. Okay, so they're going to come up through there, and you can see that you run the risk of them getting caught with a power supply. So, right, that's what I'm going to do. This will come off, won't it? This is just to protect, yeah. So, right, so I'm going to get my demagnetizer from my wow stick.
Yeah. Because
I don't really want static electricity in electronics, do I? So I'm going to do them in order of how they appear. Do you see what I see now? That's going right across there. I'm sure we could channel them round a bit.
Yeah. Electrical tape, maybe?
Pardon?
Use electrical tape?
Yeah. Yeah, electrical tape would be good, won't it? Orlux would be so proud of us then, won't they? And I'm just checking for any bits of exposed wire. I don't, I don't want anything touching. So. But I am definitely going to screw that down the other bit with my countersunk screws. There are no countersunk screws provided, and they have.
Yeah.
See, I don't think that red goes in the V plus. I think I'm sure that that's correct. But look, let me show you what I've done, and then I will get. This is the power in, I think, and I think that's the power out. So this will power things like the stepper motors and that. This is the power in.
Yeah.
And you see it comes directly from the wall. So while I find my my new tape, which I did see very, very recently. I'm sure I saw it this morning. I believe it's so new, I'm not even taking the outer wrapper off. What have I done with that? Do you know what? Oh no. You never believe this, Chris.
What?
I've done the old put it down trick and it's gone.
You're doing that a lot, aren't you?
Go on then. This is very special tape. It's we've got Adrian. Sorry.
I want to try and do it.
There you go. Right. Hello Adrian, how are you?
Hi, Penny.
All right,
Right. Power cable coming from the socket,
Yeah.
coming out the wrong hole.
It's coming out of the wrong hole. Oh, yes. I see it now. You want it coming out of that one, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in agreement with that, Adrian. So, and let's face it, if I had got that right first time, it would have been the first one where it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
Guys, this will be better on the second attempt. I'll have this built in 10 minutes. Right. So that can tuck round. That can then point out of there.
Ah, there we are.
We'll have the red one coming in first. So are we in agreement with this LN and Earth?
Yes.
Lovely. How are you in your late time zone? How is life in the future, Adrian?
Late time? Being the early time, I'll go to bed before you.
No, how's life in the future? I have a bit of a laugh with my minis because I'm 5 or 6 hours ahead of her. I always say I'm from the future.
Yeah. So you were Adrian?
And people say,
I'm fine, thank you.
what's going to happen in the future? And I'm like, yeah, you don't want to see it. Right. I am purposely doing this with a manual screwdriver because things like static electricity do worry me. It's probably a low risk. I don't know.
Well, it's better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Right. So.
What time is it there, Adrian?
Well, just one you clock an hour forward.
What time is it? What time is it yours?
What time are you in that moment?
I'm
Just out on an hour.
34. Right. So.
Well, your time's gone 10:30. I am 11:30.
Oh. And now we're at the front.
Yeah, I'm an hour ahead of you.
Yeah. Enjoying yourself?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad of that.
Right. I'm going to flip this over so I can get the screws a bit easier. I'm going to screw this bit in now.
That looks better, that does.
Pardon?
That looks better, the cable's better now.
Yeah, I don't like all this. I'll figure out a solution. I always do, don't I?
Yeah.
Even if I end up cutting them and making them shorter.
You gotta do in your pen.
Oh, I think I just lost this. I lose the washer and that. Okay. More going through, isn't it? Just not so much in practice. Right, that's good. I'm right out. Of course, that is interfering right now. So Chris Campbell says, "Hello, Spanish Adrian."
Yeah.
So I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. I'm just looking at the instructions.
Yeah. least I got a duck this time. Okay.
Yeah, just putting these on finger tight just to start.
Yeah.
Right. These are actually plugged guides, so I can unplug them from the actual supply if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to. Oh, but now I'm going to do this way round. See, this is why I've put the power plug on, because
Yeah.
with all this flipping around, just get in the way. Right, so.
Mm. Enjoying yourself, Purple? You building up?
Pardon?
Enjoying building it?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Bear with me one sec. I'm just going to go and get a socket set.
Yeah. How did your birthday go, Adrian?
Pardon, Chris?
How did your birthday go?
All right, thank you.
No,
Did you get really drunk, Adrian?
No, I didn't actually. I
Why
don't
not?
drink a lot.
Why not?
I don't drink a lot.
No. I don't drink a lot. I'm a cheap date because you can get me drunk on a fiver. That's how little I drink. Right, that I'm surprised I got the right socket in one go. Normally I'll pick one up one size too big or one size too small. Right, so we have got practically in just under 3 hours. In just under 3 hours, we've got this to roughly where the stage is when we buy the Ender 3. So far, I'm all right with this. I'm rather enjoying it. Still think it's a better investment. But as you know, it's the print quality I'm after, not the building. Because the next one, I'll know what to do. So I just want to tidy these wires up. I really don't like them over the top. So I think that's probably why they gave us cable ties.
You think that print bed will go with the tractor build then?
Pardon?
Is that print bed big enough for the tractor build?
So I missed the beginning of that.
You know the print bed?
Yeah.
Is that big enough for the tractor to build it for one printer?
The only thing I would have a query about is some of the chassis pieces. I think this is. Oh, it's actually the same size as the Ender. Yeah, it's actually the same size.
Oh, okay.
Except that this bit's going to be usable. Because they're bolts.
Yeah.
There's a strange noise coming from somewhere. Who is that?
Adrian, is it?
That's it.
No,
Right. I'm really not happy with these wires. I think I probably should have arranged them better. Oh, there you go. That's sorted it.
Mm.
So,
is it better then?
so I'll sort some kind of cable tie arrangement out later on. Maybe cable tie them across there so they're pulled out and low. This one actually has gone over that. What I'm concerned about is when this print bed goes back, and that sounds really rough. I don't know if you can hear that. I think that's probably a single bearing arrangement rather than the double bearing. That is very rough sounding, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to wear in. Right, okay.
Is
So,
the pole dry or the bit greasy?
I think it's a bit dry. So I think I'll probably spray some a little bit X180. Is that an oil? Yeah. Chris Campbell says print dimensions 200. The bed is actually measuring 220 by 220, but I think realistically you're going to lose a centimetre all around for that screw head. So you've actually got 200 in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. Let's have a look. This is the trailer parts, and I would suggest that that's not going to work for the trailer. So that's a little tiny bit frustrating. No, do you know what? Look, the trailer is 200, so that will fit.
Oh yeah.
But you can't put a skirt or brim on it.
No.
If you put a skirt or brim, you're going to have extra, and that's going to come in. Having said that, is there anything actually stopping you from changing the Cura settings and making it 220, and just make sure you don't put anything right in the corner? I've got to be honest with you. I'd live with that, but I would perhaps look at putting a countersunk screw in there in those corners instead, and then you can bulldog clip down a different print surface.
Yeah.
You might, well, you wouldn't get away with it, but you know, it's for what it is. It's okay. So right, so that's that bit in. So that's got no connections yet. So let's have a look at what we've got next then. Installation of P assembly. So parts number 6 P assembly. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bit, aren't I? I do apologise. Let's close down words so that I'm not confused anymore. Don't save. Right. So let's remind ourselves of what the P assembly is. P. Right, that is that bit. Right, so we'll find out back where I was. Right, so we connected the cable. Right, parts, wash, power cable, too long. Number 22, power cable. Yeah, there's definitely a strange noise coming from somewhere, isn't there? It's like someone's clicking something on a table.
Yeah,
It's probably me.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's my laptop mic.
Ah! You know, it's one of those things that if you know what it is, you can live with it. If you don't know what it is, you're like, what the hell? Right,
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, number 22, power cable. Unavailable. Oh, I've gone too far now, haven't I?
Sounds like, yeah.
Oh, come on. Sorry, guys, I've completely lost where we are. Oh. So that's what we've just done, right? So P assembly, 22. Well, it's not. This is. Oh, that's that bit we've just put in, isn't it? Right. And number 35 pre-assembly, which is that bit. So that's right. So I got confused now. Right. So the bottom of the pre-assembly, the A1 frame is shown in picture 19. Right. No, they're not. Not in a way that I can understand it. Right. I don't know what I'm looking for. Right. Do you know, I got myself in a muddle now. Hi, D. Bowen. How are you? Right, guys, I'm in a muddle now, so I'm going to call this part 1, and I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go out tomorrow and reprint these instructions, and I'm going to study them, and I will probably continue this tomorrow afternoon. Don't be put off by it so far, will you?
No,
It's the reason I'm struggling is because I don't know what
The
I'm
instructions are not complete.
Pardon?
My opinion, the instructions are not exactly complete.
Yeah, I think they're awful instructions.
yeah, they are.
That's a really good question, Marty. What came first, 3D printing or the filament? Right, so the bits that I've built, they've gone once. Yeah, no, love minis, I can get this. Each time you build a component, there's less components left, so therefore it gets easier. It's what I'm having to do is revert back to different pages, and that's another reason why I don't get on well with instructions on screen. So I'm just going to put this box away so I can use my table. Right.
Because if you look at page 11, picture 8,
Yeah.
where he's showing you a power supply, if you look, they're showing you a motor that fits at the front.
Yeah. Well, they're taking pictures of a certain bit with it assembled. So you were actually seeing that uses the mine the book. So I to be honest with you, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I like bits of paper everywhere. I like a good instruction manual, even if it's written in Chinese and 15 other languages.
Yeah.
I like diagrams or photos. This is, I think, once someone's built this, there might be 100 videos on YouTube on this.
Yeah.
You got to also remember that I did my unboxing 3 hours ago. Three hours ago, I had absolutely no idea what I'd be getting into. Whereas normally what you would do is you'd open up the package, you would look through the bits, you'd look through the instructions, maybe look up videos on YouTube. So I wasn't able to do any preparation. This is my preparation. So I'm gonna finish this tonight, finish the stream now, and I'm going to come back to it. It'll have to be tomorrow afternoon because obviously we've got a different stream in the evening. There's a couple of bits I'm iffy about. This print bed, for one, it's a little bit rough. It doesn't seem smooth. I was concerned about the wood when I bought it, but in actual fact, it's just a cheaper framework. That's all it is. So I'm not concerned about the frame anymore. Just going to move that across a little bit. So yeah, in fact, actually, I endorse the framework because all of you guys, I mean, environmentally friendly people have been in the news lately, haven't they? Wood has got to be a lot better than metal, isn't it, in terms of rubbish?
Yeah.
And if one of these panels broke, I could probably make a replacement. I'd use the broken piece as a stencil. I'd go out and get a piece of wood, and I would just draw out a stencil. Job done. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
if you had more than one, you'd actually take another one apart and use that one as a stencil.
Yeah. Exactly. So metal, and also if the wood, you know, I've talked about building my own 3D printer. I think I'm getting to that point now where I'd like to build my own printer, and maybe these are the components that I could use. I don't know. So next question I've got then is, I've not looked at the bits properly, but when it uses the word Prusa and that, is it saying that it's those bits rather than it actually being, you know, what is a 3D printer? Is it are we talking just the extruder and the hot end, or are we talking the entire printer? So if I took a Prusa Mark whatever top of the range printer completely apart, got rid of all the framework, built my own framework, and then put the original bits in, is it then still a Prusa?
That's a good question.
Or rephrase the question, if I got a Ford Escort, took the engine out and put a Mustang engine in it, a Mustang,
Yes, it's got to be in it.
I think it'd be an Escort. No, that's just blown my argument about printer.
Yeah.
Right. D. Bowen is saying, I would redo the wiring to better wiring, and JST make sure frame won't twist when printing. So far, so good. They're interlocking the wooden bits, so they're all. It is actually very firm, and it's not finished yet. So I'm all right with that. I like your idea about the rewiring. It's a shame that I've felt the need to change those screws. It would be a death trap, says Marty. I presume you talked about my Escort with a Mustang engine. Yeah, that power plug supply thingy there, they are quite clearly countersunk screw holes, but they haven't given me countersunk screws. So I've gone into my own collection of screws. But if you bought one and you haven't got countersunk screws, I would imagine if you just put a washer on the other end of the screw, that would counteract that. But it certainly looks nicer with countersunk screws because the screw is now level. Whereas if you had button heads, you have a little bit, just like all of these connectors, there's little sticky out bits. So I'm going to do a bit of reading and stuff, and we'll finish it tomorrow afternoon. I don't know what time. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I'm sitting here with, oh, bugger.
What?
It has to be tomorrow morning. I've been in Newport for 2 years. I'm a big football fan, and I promised myself I'd go to a Newport game. Right. Is that printer? Yeah, right. Let me show you the eBay listing. Yeah, I promised myself a Newport game, and I said I was going to go and see and watch Scunthorpe. So I might not actually. Right. So this is the eBay listing. I didn't actually believe a word of the title, but I knew. I mean, that just says Chinese to me. But you see, it's 2019 Prusa i3 3D printer DIY kit, Mark 8 extruder, Mark 4 MK Heatbed, large structure size. Well, I disagree with the large structure size because this will actually be the smallest printer I've got. But it looks like we've got bits that you would have on that particular printer, you know, the Prusa. I don't know, I've not got a Prusa. But, you know, so far, 67 quid, I'm not complaining. Really, I'm not complaining.
No, it's right there.
You know, would you rather have a printer for 150 quid that you can assemble? Well, here's your options, right? £600 printer, open the box, it's ready to go. Option 2, £150 printer, you've got to assemble it and it'll take about an hour. Or option 3, 67.5 quid, and it's taken, let's estimate this at 4-hour build, because it's taken 2-3 hours so far.
Yeah.
There's your options. Which one would you go for?
Well, have you got to
I can get what, 9 or 10 of these for the same cost as a Prusa Mark, whatever the latest one is. But I got to build them. Really, I'm not worried about the building. I'm worried about the print quality. If I end up with a printable printer,
Yes.
the next question is, will I still have a printer in 6 months? So, right, guys. So, I'm worried about that other print. I don't know if that's going down properly because my other print is struggling at the moment. Right, is there anything else to bring up?
No, fine, I think.
That might be all right. Trouble with these prints is when you've got a very, very long print. What was that? Right, Chris Campling says he likes building things. So far, Chris Campling, I know it's not finished, but is this tempting to you? Is it tempting to anyone else? If I can get, I've got someone's by the seaside.
Sorry.
Yeah, Adrian playing castanets. That's what we thought. Right, we've got 3. So one last project. No one was able to or wanted to print. Right. Okay, D. So make sure you put the Heatbed power module board expansion MO5. It's for the Heatbed. This will start bearing out of Heatbed. Oh, of course. Yes. That's rather rough at the moment, but once the Heatbed is heated up, metal obviously expands and contracts, doesn't it? So that might make a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
So I completely forgot what I was going to say there. I can't remember. Right.
You're on the print, no one else.
Yeah. Oh, that print. Yeah, it's a 22-hour print, and it doesn't look good at the moment, but it's a very early layer. Obviously, when it's 22 hours, you've got, you can't judge that print fully after 1 hour. The second print I've got on the go, that's actually commissioned. And I think I might have hit the jackpot on that one because it's a figure. I hate doing figures, and I've put experimental tree support on it. So it looks like a volcano because where all the support is coming in. But it's been printing now for nearly 16 hours. So it's roughly halfway through. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it in the background. You see that little white blob there?
Yeah.
But I agreed with the client to do 3 of them.
Yeah.
In order to get one. And it looks like it might be all right on one print.
Yeah.
So I can either... the painting side's going to be easy because it's a cartoon character. So painting cartoon figures is just really nice and simple. You just do one color and it's done, and that's all they want. And but it looks like I've actually going to be able to get through print. So do I refund the customer some money? You'll know this, D. Do I refund the customer some money? Do I make 2 more copies and keep one myself and give one away as a present to someone? Or do I just do nothing, don't bother printing one myself and just keep the cash? I suppose the best way is to give money back, because then that makes you more honest, doesn't it? What would you do, guys? Right, so yeah, okay. I think that's me done then for the night.
Yeah, yeah.
I will do some of this build tomorrow. Do you know what? It's not a football match. I can always go another time, can't I? I also was thinking about going to watch the Joker at the cinema today. I might do that tomorrow. I really want to see that film. And I've got to be honest with you, I was trying to look for download torrents and I couldn't find one. Well, I did find one, but it wasn't in English. So
yeah,
I can't
them,
cheap. So I'm going to leave you now. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for the 13 people still watching. I've got to check the YouTube stats because I'm pretty... Do you know what? I've still only got 1 like and 1 dislike, so I'm surprised I haven't got 15 dislikes for that. Oh, I've got 10 likes. Thank you very much, guys. I did notice actually on my description, I started the description off with disclaimer. I have no idea how long this will go. And yeah, not a problem, Mike. I really appreciate the feedback. Marty McFly says, take the money and change your YouTube name. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, D. It's I think when you're doing something, I think honesty plays a long part. When I used to do taxis, we used to have a saying, you've got the customer now. What your aim is to make that customer come back. The customer's already there, so that's fine. You've done something to get them, or they've just tried you. But if you treat them badly, they won't come back. If you treat them well, if you provide a very good service that's expensive, they might still come back. It's far easier to cost a project too high and then give something back than it is to cost it what you think it's going to cost and then go back, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to need more money. So, but he knew the risks, and I knew the risks, and it could still fail. But the part where I thought it was going to fail, it's actually come out okay. So, guys, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'm going to run away now. I will try and find a point tomorrow to continue this. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to I need more. Can you believe it? Part of the reason why the stream has to finish is because I've run out of printer paper. So I can't print off the instructions. As you see, I do print lots of things off. I'm always printing stuff off. But that's how I am. I like things. I prefer things written down. Funnily enough, I had a survey come through from Harshette regarding the Spitfire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and one of the questions they asked was regarding the digital subscription, and they said, "Are you prepared? Are you happy to pay £1 or something extra to get a digital download as well as?" And I just did a nice firm no. I like my printed magazine in front of me. So digital downloads would save me a lot of time, or Adrian time. We wouldn't have to scan them. We could just use the PDFs to download. But all I would do is I would print them off, and I'm already paying for a magazine. I won't even open the files if I'm getting a printed mag.
Yeah.
What do you think, Adrian? Would you pay extra for digital download?
I sometimes have the magazine scanned because I can view it better on the laptop than it is.
So how do you feel
Because
about
I can zoom the page bigger.
Right. So I'm going to guess, Chris, that you would have a similar response then, would you?
Yes, right, yeah.
Print it off bigger. So if you could put it on the screen and have it bigger,
Yeah.
that would be a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So there is a place for digital downloads. It's just that that's not the same place as me. But some people find, okay, fair enough then. So maybe I answered the wrong answer then. But I couldn't.
Well, I think there was a question on there. Do you want to actually have magazine, digital copy, or just all the parts but a digital file?
Yeah. See, the trouble is, what I found with the Agostini is when they don't supply the magazine, you can get. I mean that Harley one, I print them off, but when you digitally download them, you don't get the articles, so you're only getting the instructions.
Yeah.
Now, I personally, I like the articles. I like the Harley. There's about 3 months where I didn't get magazines, and there's information missing as far as I'm concerned. Now, if they supplied me parts, and then if I had the option to say maybe get £2 or £3 an issue off, and I'd have to download the instructions, and I don't get the articles, then yeah, I would consider that.
Yeah.
But I certainly wouldn't voluntarily pay extra. But Martin McFly, you said it should be less money. What they're actually saying is you'll get the magazine and you get the option to digitally download it. And I don't know. I think you should have the option to digitally download it, regardless, just like you do with the Agostini. But it looks like they're trying. See, trouble is the cost of everything is going up. The new magazines, they've gone up £1 in 2 years. If you look at my, I think we worked to. How old is my Flying Scotsman? 20 years old? 10 years old? 10 years old.
Yeah,
so Part Works has gone up £3 in 10 years. Yeah, £3 in 10 years, and it's looking like they're pushing to $9.99 an issue. And I guess what they're worrying about, they're only they're less than a tenner, so people are looking at that as the next increase. Obviously, would be to $10.99. Now you're looking at an extra digit, and $10.99, even £10 looks a hell of a lot more than $9.99. So I guess they're looking at ways to keep the cost down.
Or they should have like 2 different type of subscriptions. If people want the digital copy only and the parts, they pay £1 less.
Yeah, that I would go for, because what I would do is I would just print them off on my printer, and that would cost me 20 pence to print the instructions off.
Yeah.
It's like when we get the figure, we only get 1 page of instruction. I don't even look at the instructions when we get a figure. What's to instruct us to do? Exactly. So, I wouldn't even print those ones off. The last issue we did, we had quite a few pages, so that probably cost me a little bit more. But if they reduced the price to below what it would cost me to print them off, because let's face it, how long does it take them to scan a magazine in? Probably nothing, actually, because they probably make the magazine on a printer, on a computer. It's probably all designed with computer software. So it's already on the, so all they'd have to do is hit a button. Instead of printing off proofs, they obviously have to print some kind of proof off. I'm not up to date with modern print processors, but I always thought it was printed off in 3 colors, and then the print mechanism would print them each color over the other, and that's how you get your different colors, isn't it? Because I remember there always used to be a joke when I worked in the magazine. We used to have codes for colors, and black was B, obviously because it's black, but blue, which I thought should have been C for cyan, was actually X, meaning not black.
Yeah.
Red was R, yellow was Y, black was B, and blue was X, and not black. And apparently, I don't know if this was just a little bit of BS, but it was apparently that is the print convention. So right, guys, so I have waffled on enough. So thank you very much for joining me. I will do so yeah, I think the lesson I've learned here is look for the holes in the printer, for things to go in and out of. But yeah, I know I'm actually quite happy with this so far. Just see how well it prints. So guys, I'm going to let Adrian and Chris say goodbye.
Yeah.
And I'm going to end the show.
Yeah, bye all. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you Tuesday.
Yes, thank you for joining us all.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just seen there's a good group on Facebook, Official Green Tech and ANET 3D Printer Support Group. I will check that out, Dee. Right, guys, so take care, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow twice. Once for the printer, one for the tractor. Can't wait. I'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.